Aboard the Liberty Bell. I'm your captain, Horace Bixby, and my pilot with me here on the Texas deck is a young cub that goes by the name of Sam Clemens. Hey, he's marking his 100th voyage down the river today with nary a calamity on his voyage so far. Sam knows this river like his own backyard. Sam, tell our guest everything you know about this river.
Well now, I always figure it is better to keep your mouth shut and be a student than to open it and remove all doubt. But I will tell you this, I love this river more than anything else. I've loved this river, even from the time I was a toddler back in Missouri. Before we get too much further out of port, I think I should mention that you best not be sitting on those handrails. They're the only thing between you and the river, and the river don't always take kindly to uninvited guests. We also have reports of river so I really may not be on those rails for that reason either. Now, for those of you on the port side, that river town we're passing is Frontierland. A few years back, it was no more than a boom town carved out of the wilderness by a handful of settlers looking to start a new life. Yay, gentility and decorum are running rampant. Oh, it still has its share of footloose travelers, keelboaters, prospectors, and Indians too. But mostly it's flush times and well on its way to become a fine big city. Frontierland reminds me some of my own hometown, Hannibal. It takes me back to when I was a barefoot boy growing up alongside the riverbank. You know, it seems to me that when I was young, I could remember everything, whether it happened or not. But as I grow older, I seem to remember only the things that never happened at all. See that peak just beyond the outskirts of Frontierland? That's Chickapin Hill, or at least it used to be. Dam burst a few years back, and folks been calling it Splash Mountain ever since. Some have even taken to riding hollowed-out logs over the big falls. Seems far-fetched, I know, but it's the truth. All my life, it seems I never could tell a lie that anybody would doubt, nor a truth that anybody would believe. But believe me when I tell you, truth is the most valuable thing we have. I make sure I only use it with a kindness. That island over across the way on the starboard side was my stomping grounds when I was young. Exceedingly young. Marvelously young by hundreds of years. Younger than I will ever be again. It's called Tom Sawyer's Island, and is named for a friend from my boyhood. Even today, the only way you can get there is by raft. Old Man Harper's grain mill is there, back in the woods just off Tom's Landing. And that's Muff Potter's pond and his windmill. We almost hanged Muff once. And there's Huck's Landing. I always did like Huck. He could swear just wonderful. He and Tom and I spent most of our wild and reckless youth exploring that island. Lots of caves, lots of adventure, if you know where to look. And we all knew where to look. That's Superstition Bridge. It connects the big island to the little one. And if you follow the wilderness trail there, it'll lead you right up to the gates of Fort Langdon. It's the last trading outpost before we head into Indian country. There. Every now and then, the water under that crest of rock comes to a natural boil and spurts out all over the place like a tea kettle left on the fire too long. The Indians around here used to tell me these geysers were actually unfriendly spirits, upset by uninvited trespassers traipsing all over their sacred hunting ground. Be that as it may, that's Big Thunder Mountain poking up in the sky over there. The Indians named it that because of the sound the falls used to make when the big rains came. Then the miners and prospectors and get-rich-quick speculators showed up, and the name stuck because of the sound of blasting powder going off every few minutes. There's not so much blasting these days. Ghost stories about a runaway mine train loaded down with simple-hearted, terror-filled folks like you.
Sacred burial ground. Those who fall in battle placed atop the traditional bed of death. After nightfall, they'll return to warm the grave. Sam knows every shoal and shallow, every snag and sandbar in this part of the river, and he'll navigate us through the safe water. He wouldn't steer us wrong with the sand.
I believe we ought never do wrong, Captain. Look past the trees on the island.